Good evening. Welcome to the sorry, evening. Welcome to the Friday night takeaway with me, Mr. B, and TalkMU. We will be discussing a couple of things that have gone on during the week. I suppose Arsenal will come up. We're definitely going to talk about Rangnick, and I'd just like to thank Tony and Anthony for tuning in and turning up to the stream. Good evening, Talk. What's happening?
Yeah, good. Oh, good. Something nice happened last night. Let me just think what that was. Oh, that's it. We stuffed Arsenal. We slapped them about a bit around there at Old Trafford. And then we had, wait a minute, weren't we supposed to have two Arsenal fans on tonight? Yeah, I think Rebel might be right. Look, he says, yo, Mr. B, where's the gunner? Where's the Gunners? Did they develop a yellow streak? Yeah.
Yep.
Look at me, Ma.
Did.
Hey, Ma. Look at me, Ma. You dirty rat. You got
They
yellow
did.
streaks in bold.
They did.
Dear, oh dear.
For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, we did set this up to have a couple of Gooners on the reaction show. But look, we know what they're like. If they had won, they would have been here with their chests and their retro shirts. They're not. They lost, so they haven't even answered the link request, but it's no problem. Me and Talk have got this. So a week that has brought us Carrick leaving.
Yeah.
Rangnick being appointed, and us doing the Gunners. We've got quite a few things to talk about. Do
you know what? Listen, it's been one of those. It's been a strange week at Old Trafford. It really has. I mean, if you'd have said this, like, I don't know, even a month ago, you'd have said, right, you know what's going to happen, right? Blah blah X, Y, and Z. People would have gone, yeah, what have you been smoking, mate? You know what I mean? But look, you know what? It's just the reality. It's the reality of where we are right now. And to be honest with you, you know what? It's I think this was inevitable. You know, the direction that we've gone, just because, like we say, you know, the things that were going on at the club. It was Ollie had done what he needed to do, in my opinion, and then, you know, he just kind of lost the reins, you know, and when you do that at such a big club like Man United, it can quickly spiral out of control, and that's all that happened. And in terms of the performances, so, you know, and then the result last night. Let's talk about that for a moment. Yeah. I mean, the performance-wise, Mr. B, what was you making of the performance?
I think I probably need to watch the whole game again. Obviously, when you watch it when you're in it with the excitement, you tend to miss a bit.
Yeah.
I thought they had the first 25 minutes, and they probably had a little patch after that. But for the rest of the game, I think we did okay. De Gea obviously does his normal De Gea stuff that he's been doing recently. Fred was very, very Fred. McTominay was okay. Sancho and Rashford quiet, and these people keep doubting this guy. They keep doubting Cristiano Ronaldo, and the more they keep doubting him, the more he sticks his two fingers up at them.
That's the thing with Cristiano Ronaldo. I mean, look, he's 36, but he's exceptionally fit. He keeps himself exceptionally healthy, trimmed. You know, I think he's still got a lot in his tank. And it's interesting, which we'll come on to a bit later, the comments that were made by Mr. Rangnick. But in terms of the game last night, I mean, there were some parts of it that were frustrating. It was like they half understood of what they were trying to do. They half understood, but, you know, that's not enough, is it? So, but you know what? Yeah, there were some good individual the performances. We did frustrate Arsenal. We had a do you know what we talked about the game when we said about individual errors? And again, that's what it come down to, basically, if you think about it, for their goals. You think about David De Gea. So Fred standing on David De Gea's foot, that's our error. So that's an individual error for us. Yeah. And then David De Gea going on the floor, they score, bang. Then the next one, for their second one, I mean, the ball watching what was going on there when Thomas Partey played that pass across out, I could see exactly what was going to come from that. But the ball watching was ridiculous for them not to pick up Odegaard, and get into his face and go, no. You ain't having none of that. So again, individual errors. I don't think, had they worked that goal much better and we'd have been, in good positions and everything else, and it was just one of those worldies, then yeah, you hold your hands up, but it wasn't. So you know what? Yeah, it is what it is. But let's just I want to switch things now over to our new boss, Mr. Rangnick, and the press conference that happened this morning, nice and early, bright and early. What is any one thing that you want to sort of point out to me that you out of that press conference?
The fact that, what struck me was he was talking about keeping the coaches that we've got there for maybe a continuity type thing, where obviously he doesn't know the players and he wants some maybe insider knowledge. He spoke about speaking to Ollie for a few hours on the phone. Obviously, he's going to say that. He probably did, in all fairness. And Ollie will free up any single piece of information that he's got. I don't think he's got that malice where he'll hide or whatever, or not give him any information because this guy's come and taken his job, quote unquote.
What do you think? What sort of information do you think it was that Ralph was after whilst talking to Ollie?
I think it could be an attitude. I would like to think it was attitude. This player's bloody hopeless. This player's a bit of a bitch. This player doesn't train hard, but on match day he's this or he's that. I mean, it could be anything that would give him a sort of advantage on in the players' heads already. Forward thinking. Look, none of these players have worked with him. None of these players know what it's like. All we've heard and they've heard is that his players are going to be bloody working hard. I would like to think that the players are inspired by that. They're now going to have a man who's going to be able to guide them. Yeah,
you'd like to think so. That's what you think, and I agree with what you said there about when he's speaking to Ollie. Yeah, getting an insight on the players' personalities. That's key. He's got to understand the personality, so he knows how to approach them straight off the bat. Because first impressions, they do matter. So yeah, that's a good move by him. And I'm sure, like you said, Ollie will give him all the information. Now, there's one other little thing for me that I just want to point out here.
Yeah.
Is the little dig that he had at Chelsea, which I thought was funny. When asked the question, when Chelsea came knocking, you said no. And he was like, yeah, well, it was 4 months and there wasn't anything else around it. He said, however, when a club like Man United come knocking, you can't say no. So that, for me, you know what? It's like, yeah, come on, Ralph. You know it.
Levels.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
levels, right? It's levels, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's levels. So that was a pleasing thing to hear. And also, he was talking about so many things. I mean, like what we've been talking about with our midfield, no control. We can't control and control the tempo. We've been talking about it for weeks, in our midfield. And he was talking about more control and more balance. And again, that's another word we've been using ourselves, is no balance in our midfield. So he's identified those two aspects there. And for me, a lot of the problems that stem into our game actually come from the midfield. As a coach, you'll understand what I mean by that. Because if you haven't got control of that midfield, you're in serious trouble, on the wide as well as in the middle. Because then you have players trying too hard, leaving spaces, leaving gaps, not getting into the right positions, and then you're inviting the opposition into more advanced areas of the pitch where they feel comfortable. And that's not what you want. You don't want the opposition to feel comfortable. You want them to be uncomfortable and on the back foot. So, this is something that I'm really impressed with the way he's talking about all these, aspects of what our game is and how you can see it in other words, going wrong. You know what I mean? So what do you make of him saying that? Does that fill you with confidence, or or
everything he does is filling me with confidence? But that's, you know me, I'm a glass half full kind of guy, to be honest. So, you know, I don't expect him to go in there with an iron fist. He doesn't sound like that kind of Jose type manager. What he sounds like is a manager who will get in their heads and maybe give them a different perspective of the way that they've been looking at football.
Yeah,
he's a great talker. I know. He really knows how to engage.
That's the thing.
Yeah, it's.
That's a big. You know what? It's a good point you make there, Mr. B, because that's the thing, isn't it? When whatever it is you're doing in life, when you go into a new job, you start a new career, you do whatever. It's how these people that you're working with, how they are with you, and how they react to what you're bringing to the party, and how they make you feel. That's just how it is in life. It's about how other people make you feel. If other people make you feel kind of like you go into a new job and you've got someone who's been there longer than you, and they start going, oh, "You're crap. You're not good. I'm the best at this job." You'll do it straight away. You're like, "Well, I know. Yeah, well, what's all this about?" But if they're like, "Look, welcome. If you need any help and blah blah blah," you know what I'm trying to get at. This is like what you just pointed out there. I think that's going to be a part of what his approach is, what he's going to do. And but I also noticed what you said about it's not going to be easy coming in the middle of the season. So I don't know. Do you think is he trying to cover himself a little bit there? Do you think?
I did think that as well. I'm not going to say. I'm not going to. It's he hasn't come in bragging and boasting that he's going to do. But yeah, you're right. In everything he said, he's kind of covered his ass in case something doesn't happen. But that's self-protection. He's not an idiot. He's smart. What the part that maybe is kind of worrying me is the fact that he's not able to bring in his own guy at the moment. The guy that he had at Moscow, he's now been promoted to oh God, I'm not going to say it and get it wrong, but he still stayed at Moscow. So he's coming in with no one as such apart from he's got to put a lot of trust into the staff that are already there. The fact that Carrick's left, let's be honest, man. How much knowledge does he have? And is Rangnick really going to take any notice of somebody? I'm not going to say feelings an arse, but he doesn't strike me as somebody who understands modern day football. Yeah,
I mean, listen, with Rangnick coming in with them coaches that are in place right now, it's like they know the puzzle. Let's put it that way. They've seen the puzzle, yeah. So now there's no point in it. Rangnick, this is when we was talking about when people were saying when Ollie was sat, they should have sat all the coaching staff, and I'm like, what? Get a grip, give your head a wobble. You're mad. What? And then somebody comes in totally blind. No, you can't do that. That's crazy. So like I say, they know the puzzle. Like they can see the puzzle. They see the picture of what the puzzle is supposed to be. So they can then now get this across to Rangnick. So he's going to need to know lots of isms about players, training regimes, blah 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 blah. So as he gets fed all this information, he's going to compute that and he's going to spit it out with a plan. Because I see him as an architect. I see more of he's like an architect. The way he analyzes the game, the way he looks at the squad and individual players, their abilities and everything else. He's like an architect. So he's going to come in here. He's coming in here, and he needs to be like, right, yeah, look, this blueprint that you've got here is all wrong. That's not, this is not going to work. It needs to be this kind of layout, for example. So I think for me, I don't see how he can. I don't see how he can fail really, given the way what he's done in his past jobs, considering what we've done up to this point, how a lot of the time, we've struggled and everything else, but we have had. If you take all the moments out of the good moments out of all the games where we've been struggling, which there are good moments, and you look at them individually and put them all together in a reel over a first half, or even if you could get 90 minutes out of it, you're going to go, wow, that's amazing. This team, they're going to win everything. They'll win the treble. So you take all them individual, but this is what I'm saying is there is something there for him to grab onto. And for me, is like talking about developing the performance. This is when you say develop the performance, that doesn't sound like to me. Right, we're just going to scrap the performance and start again. You know what I mean? He's not going down that path, is it? So developing the performance. So what I'm saying is he can see the elements of where we have been good and done good things. So I think there's a lot there for, like I say, for him to grab hold of, and work with. I mean, what do you think? What do you think about that?
I just want. You know what? I'm going to sit here and be all. Whatever he does, I want the players to understand. I don't want it to be no. Leaks about players being unhappy with training. I don't want to hear none of that. I want 6 months of not hearing anything about training, not hearing anything about any. There's going to be players who are going to be pissed off. My thing with Rangnick, I'm going to ask you, do you believe he's going to be giving everybody a chance from scratch? In which case, then I don't feel we're at an advantage. Or do you think he should be using the players who he's recognised as the ones who could cause more trouble and put the lesser players to the side?
Well, it's got to go with the ones who are, firstly, who are in form, the ones who have been playing more regular. Now, in terms of the rest of it, you've got to look at his initial approach. I asked the question last night to Luca and Melina. Where does Rangnick start here? Does he look at the defensive, starting from a defensive point of view, or does he start from an attacking point of view? Do you know what I mean? So you think about that. There's a lot to think about there. What's his best bet here to get a result? You know what I mean?
What? So me personally, I want it to be attacking.
Of course,
I'll be honest. Yeah, I would. If every game we play is the score finishes like the Arsenal game, as much as I was going to say I'll be grey, this might fall out in all fairness, but I don't like OMONDI games. I don't like 1-0 see them out. I like 3-1s, 4-1s. I want 3-2s where there's something else to talk about. We could win 1-0 and we've got nothing to talk about in the game. A 3-2, there's at least 5 points that you're going to talk about. You know what I mean?
Well, this now goes right back to one of the first points I made, which he was talking about more balance and more control. So, with that said, given the fact that we ain't going to sign anybody right now, and he's going to have to work with what we've got, that tells me then, he's going to stick to probably. He is going to
same group of players.
He is going to utilise Van der Beek. He will play Van der Beek. I believe he'll play Van der Beek. He will play Scott McTominay in, not every game, but I think the rotation will be, those players I just mentioned. So, but obviously Bruno's going to be playing. So I think, from the attacking point of view, this is what I kept saying all along with Ole was like, look, why are we so concerned? Keep concerning ourselves about protecting our goal and not spending enough thought on attacking the opposition's goal.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I hear that.
That was always something that bugged me. It's like, listen, why do we just forget about it? Let's just go for it. Just
with the players that we've got. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of evidence to suggest that our defence could, because the side effects, the plus side effects of being more attacking is you limit the opposition to counter-attacks. So you look at how many counter-attacks will a team get on average. Not loads. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I hear that.
I think I just think that we are
You want to see us control the game, don't you? I know what you want to see. You like me, yeah. You're like me. You want to see us go out there and don't give the opposition a football. When they give it to him, you want us to take it back and not give it to him again. I hear you. I can feel your pain, man. I can feel it.
Yeah, and it's about. I think for me, the interesting thought, the words that he used was the coincidence, reducing the coincidence factor, which I was sat there
Yeah,
like,
right. I mean,
you know what I mean? I was like,
we
wow.
don't. I think that's the German understanding of it, because you wouldn't have a coincidence factor. Is not something that I've ever heard, but when he explained it, you kind of understood what he meant in eliminating errors.
Yeah.
He's a very. I like listening to him. The fact that it was at 9 o'clock, I couldn't. Obviously, I was at work. I couldn't listen to it today, but he seems very, very open to different voices, to hearing different voices. He's not coming in there with, I am the Almighty. I am the Almighty. What is Almighty though? If you're watching, please like, please subscribe, please share. We are on our way to, on the agenda, we're on our way to 1,000 subscribers. We are this much away. Subscribe, share, like. We are on our way. We will be giving, once we reach that 1,000, we will be giving away a signed Bruno Fernandes shirt. We'll have a live draw with all of our subscribers, and we'll choose one of you lucky guys to as long as it's not Anthony, shirt should have a good home.
Mr. B, let's have a look. Let's just remind ourselves who was supposed to be on tonight. I think there's two of them in the chat.
Okay, so
Fox.
Let's have a look. We've got one, Mr. Silver Fox.
Oh dear.
Apologies. What are you apologizing for? The fact that you support that sorry team, or the fact that you
bottled it?
The fact that you bottled it. We've got another one in here, so we do know that they're alive. Mr. Herbert. Again, I am going to call you out.
What's that?
We'll get these questions.
Yeah, he's got yellow. He's got some yellow on his shirt, on his t-shirt there, so that makes sense, doesn't it? That matches the yellow streak. It matches the yellow streak up his back.
We got a few comments on here that I want to go through, guys. You know me already. I'm not going to mention everybody, but the regulars are here: Lamanu, Mr. Silver Fox, Bath Time with Vaughan. Again, thank you. I hope you've all liked and subscribed. Big Man OMONDI, thank you very much for your comments. Mark Foster, good evening, bro. Anthony Herbert, as always, it's only bants, mate. It's only bants. Rebel. Yo, bruv, let's get through some of these questions anyway. I saw one from Rebel on here about the captaincy.
I noticed that. What was it?
Here we go.
Yeah, let's have a look.
Here we go. What's your opinion on the captaincy, lads? Do you think he needs to shake it up?
I'm not sure about that, because look, I mean, why would you do that? He doesn't, like you just said, Mr. B. He's not going to come in here wanting to make problems for himself, So, and he's not going to sort of start asking the team, is it, who should be captured? So he's got to just go in and have things as they are until he gains the confidence of the players, the trust of the players. They start to see some results of what they're being told. Then he's then in a position, I believe, to actually then say, you know what, I think you should take the badge. I think that's the least of his problems right now, I'll be honest with you.
I think you can leave him.
I think
looks like we're agreeing with Bath Time on here then.
What's this? I don't care about captains, etc. It's not a big issue for me, but it's not Maguire or Bruno Ronaldo. I think we're on the same page there, Vaughan. I mean, it is what it is, isn't it? Yo, big up on Monday.
As normal on Monday, thank you, man. There was another question on here that who was it here? Here we go. It was actually from Anthony Herbert. If Rangnick gets 100 million to spend in January, what positions and players do you think he will get in?
Well, yeah. I mean, Rebel CDM right back. I mean, look, again,
did he mention anything about bringing in players? He drifted on. He did half mention about not bringing in. Did he say? What was he saying? What was his link to that? It was probably about the squad, trying to have a look at the squad and keeping the squad. I feel like no. January is not a good time to be bringing players in.
Yeah, that's the thing. And he's already said that the squad's big enough. So before he starts even considering bringing in players, he's got to start to see the response in training and then on match day, to what it is he's asking them to do. And if he feels, listen, no, this guy's not getting it, or that guy's not getting what I'm trying to do, and they're not performing to assist the team in our goal, then yeah, of course he's going to want to strengthen, and rightly so in my opinion, because he does want the job longer than 6 months. That's quite clear. And that's, for me, I like the fact that he's actually even saying that, publicly is a confidence thing, and I like his confidence. That's something that is going to stand out to the players as well. That's certainly going to rub off on the players now. If you've got a guy who's coming in confident, who's got the kind of credit that he's got in the game, sure, that's going to rub off on you big time. You're like, well, yeah, man, I like this. This is good, because, like I've said it many times before about players. You get players playing a more fast-paced, attacking game of football. It's much more enjoyable for them, because it gives you more energy. As mad as it sounds, it gives you more energy when you're playing attacking football, because it gets you so revved up. It gets the adrenaline flowing. Your blood's pumping. You're like, you've not got too much time on the ball to overthink what you're going to do, because inevitably you'll make the wrong decision. You'll make a bad pass or a mistake if you dawdle. This is what we need to see rubbed out of our game. Players taking up good positions at the right moment. I'm releasing the ball quickly, and then getting in once they've released the ball, not just standing where they are, getting forward into positions where it's making it difficult for the opposition to, if they do win the ball back, to play it to anybody in a safe fashion. Because if you've passed the ball, you've released it, the ball's come to you, you've released it, it's going through the midfield, and then you just sort of say, well, I'm going to wait here now, and then no. You move forward. You then go to mark one of their players, get right alongside one of their players. When they come to make the pass, then you're already in a really good position to go, no, wait, no, you ain't getting that ball so easily. I'm already here, and I'm going to challenge you for this ball. So they're already on the back foot, and this is what part of the thing his idea is. You see Liverpool do it. It's such a difficult game approach to play against when teams do that to you. You know what I mean?
No, I get it. What do you feel, if anything? I mean, look, we've got our preview show tomorrow, with J Mott and the rest of the lads on. So I don't really want to go too much into anything that you might see at the Palace game, but just do you think there's any change, anything that we could see instantly, maybe? Mr. Fox, it's no problem, bruv. It's all banter. It's all jokes. Don't stress, man. Don't stress. We've dug you out. There's no point digging you out on the screen. It's cool, man. Stay where you are, bruv. Yeah, sorry. What was I saying? Oh, damn.
I know what you said. Yeah, look, I think in terms of like instant results, let's say that, you're looking for instant results and some kind of sign that something's changing. I think the first aspect of that is going to be being, I think, braver, being a bit further up the pitch, but not being idle in dead space. We talk about this a lot when we're on the watch-alongs, occupying dead space. What are you doing? Why are you just, what are you doing there? You're not affecting anything. It's just don't stand. And that's a simple instruction. Don't occupy dead space. If you can keep a shape, right, by stretching it. If you've got a square, doesn't matter how much you enlarge it, it's still going to be a square, right? So
yeah, I hear that.
You can still keep a good shape, but moving together as a unit into the areas that the opposition don't want you in. Do you know what I mean? That's simple. For me, it's a simple equation, isn't it? You know, you put yourself in a more threatening position higher up the pitch, but keeping a good shape, ready, being closer to the opposition, so that, you know, if you get the ball, no, you ain't going to have the time to go 1 touch, 2 touch, and then look for a pass, and then we're just going to then shift across and then look to the person you played to. That's nonsense. That's like, you know, schoolboy stuff. It's crazy. So for me, I think that's the first thing that he can implement, because surely they're good enough players to understand that kind of simple instruction, Mr. B. You know, it's not hard, is it? Surely.
It's not rocket science. No, I hear that. I hear that.
And I think that'd be a good basis, you know. Was there any other, just another point as well that I wanted to mention? Sticking to our DNA at the club, you mentioned as well.
There's a lot of things. As I said, see the thing with Man United, you don't have to be a Man United purist to know how, when they talk about DNA, what our DNA is. I would love us to do a hybrid of 4-4-2. Just the fact that we're going to have 2 strikers. I just think the days of Cole and York was my... Look, we're going back in time, so we're not going to drift on it. But to me, 2 strikers who were unselfish in what they did. They weren't always interested in scoring. They got as much joy as assisting their partner, interchanging 1-2s, goals that remind me, you know, the Juve goal, you know, with the 1-2 and Andy Cole's running off, pointing at the focus. These things where it's just 2 players who are absolutely smashing it. We don't see that no more. I would love to go back to that.
The fourth, for me, if he's going to go 4-4-2, I would suggest it would be this would be my lineup for a 4-4-2. So obviously De Gea, Telles, Maguire, Lindelof, Dalot, and then in the 4, Fred on the left, McTominay on the right, Van der Beek and Fernandes in the middle, and Sancho, Ronaldo up front.
I would take that.
Then you've got energy.
I would say that. And you've then got the subs. You've got subs who can change without going too far down your bench. You've got subs. Cavani can come in as a forward. You can bring somebody else playing as one of the 2. You've then got cover as that. I mean, they're still going to play the same, you know, those 2 in centre midfield. But it is what it is. There's not much we can do about that. You know what I mean?
If you give them that, if you put them in them wide positions, they have to be much more independent rather than relying on each other.
Yeah, but oh God,
you know what I mean? And I think that would be I think that we could benefit from that, because, like I said, the energy's there. This is what I'm saying before. Is like you've got the energy and the legs and the heart and the passion that they both got. Fred and McTominay. Give them a simple instruction: don't occupy dead space. You know, get into dangerous areas with the rest of the team. The whole unit moves up into more dangerous areas. Then you give the opposition a problem. It's as simple as that. If you don't do that and just sit back into negative space and invite them into those dangerous areas, they're going to do that, and then you've got the problem. The other one then having to answer the questions. We don't want to be the ones to answer the questions. We want to be asking the questions of the opposition and go, right, no, it's time now. It's time for you to answer the questions. What are you going to do about this? You know, I'm right here, right next to you. What are you going to do now? You're not going to be so confident about receiving the ball because I'm right on you, and I've got also somebody alongside me who that ever do win the ball, and you're going to try and get it back up. I mean, no, it's released straight away.
Yeah, I hear that. I mean, look, I think that's probably going to be a discipline thing. That's something that he will have to instill, because we've got a lot of players at our club who have no interest in running off the
find
board.
That out. Yeah, we'll find that out. And you know what? That's the thing, Mr. B. They ain't going to be able to. None of these players are going to be able to hide now. No way. You know, if they don't do the training, they don't put the effort in, then we'll see from the first team sheet who has been listed. You know, and that's so. All right, listen. Maybe that's a bit too far. The first team sheet. No. Okay, maybe the who was it after Crystal Palace? Is it Brentford? I think is it Brentford?
You're asking the wrong guy, mate. So somebody will tell us.
Game. It'll be the next game after Palace when he's at the training, the proper training at the session. You know, seeing the running, seeing the attitude.
Yeah, I hear that.
Blah blah blah.
I hear that.
Then Then we'll see on the next team sheet who's not been listening and putting the hard work in. You know, it's going to be interesting to see, isn't it? It really is. But
There's one for.
Go on, sorry.
Well, no, it's just a question from a Monday. I was gonna ask what your opinion on this. And look, he's got big bold letters, so you know he wanted me to read it. Is it a case if you can't beat them, join them by adopting a Klopp philosophy? Well, let's be honest, it's not a Klopp philosophy. It was Rangnick's philosophy that Klopp copied. Yeah. So we've got the daddy, not the son. So but yeah, I'll let you finish. I'll let you go talk.
No. I was just going to say, I think it's a bit too. I don't think we can expect that to like straight away. I don't think we can get anywhere near the kind of levels that Liverpool do it at straight away, because it takes, a lot of understanding, a lot of watching back and analysing and understanding, and knowing when players are going into certain positions where you've got to be, where do I have to be right now? You know what I mean? If we get that wrong, it can totally, you fall flat on your face. So I think, what's this? Sorry, what's he saying? Sorry, lads. Anthony Herbert. And that's why you didn't come on, is it, Anthony? Honestly, it's crazy.
Oh God, sorry.
Yeah. So listen, like I said, for me, he can't start. He can't fill the kettle up too quickly. In other words, here, he's got to take his time. You know what I mean? He's got to go for the basics first. Like we said, the two key words: balance and control. That's
lovely, isn't it?
And like I said, and I'm sure OMONDI will agree, and Rebel and everybody else. These are things we've been talking about for ages: balance in the midfield and controlling the midfield. And I think in a roundabout way, that's what he's been saying. That's what he's saying, really, isn't it?
Yeah, he is. He knows where he's not an idiot. He knows where the weaknesses are. I just want to see how he's going to tweak it or how he's going to change it. That is my. Yeah, that's what I want to see. I want to see a change. I don't want to see an empty change. What is negative space? Do you want to tell him? Talk. Hello.
Ooh. Oh, sorry, I forgot. My mic went mute there. Sorry.
Good God, my life! You frightened me, man. I started sitting and thinking, well, I'm gonna have to start talking to myself. I'll have to put voices on. Where is it? Yeah, what is negative space from Lamanu?
Negative space, spaces where you're not affecting anything. You're standing in a space where you're not affecting anything. You're just being a barrier. If it's like a gamble, a risk. I'm going to stand here just in case. Well, that's no good, is it? I don't know about maths. I'm saying negative space is needed. Yeah, of course it is, but only at the right moments. Only at the right moments. If you're getting counter pressed, then you need negative space to fall into. Then, you know what I mean? But listen, you don't have to start getting too complicated about football. It's not that complicated. You know what I mean? It's really not. It was it who said it. I think it was Ancelotti after an Everton game when they played really well, and everybody was asking him the questions, and he was saying, "Look, it's football's a simple game. Don't overcomplicate it. Just do simple things." And again, this is the thing, but it's also about if the individual players understand what they've got to do, right? Then it's easier to carry it out. You do it. You don't have. It doesn't have to be rocket science, does it? But they've all got to be on the same page for it to work. And this is the key to it. It's never rocket science, is it? I mean, it's 11v11 at the end of the day. So you know what I mean? It's not it's not like a game of chess, really. It's not really like a game of chess. So yeah. But I hope that answers the question. Mr. Silver Fox is coming on.
It's all right. Mr. Silver Fox can come on because we're going to be locking off in a minute. So he'll be talking to the blank screen. So it's not a stress.
No. Let me tell you now, Mr. No. Listen, Mr. Silver Fox, you bottled it, bro. You thought, I know what I'll do. And you, Anthony Herbert, you thought, right, I can't go on because I'm ashamed and embarrassed. But don't be ashamed, Mr. Silver Fox. If you ever want to turn to come on to Man United, we will give you the induction, You know, we'll give you the induction to the Man United. We'll accept you if you want to leave now. If you want to leave the Arsenal, come over to the red side.
Aye. I've just seen a message from I've completely forgotten with the Rangnick. It was supposed to be Wally of the Week.
Wally of the Week.
Yeah, what have we done on here?
I don't know. Something was mentioned earlier. I can't remember what it was, but you know what?
Yeah, let's have a look. You know what? We didn't set that up. I'll be honest, Rebel. That's me. That's me, mate. I didn't even set it up today with the whole of the Rangnick situation. Wally's and arseholes wasn't on my mind. It was strictly elite. I was thinking strictly elitism this week. So maybe we'll have to double up next week. I'm sure SHAH was on it. Yeah, I'm sure SHAH was on it. But look, SHAH, if you're watching, you've got life this week, mate. I tell you, it looks like you've got life this week. But talk. We've been talking already for 40 minutes, mate. It's time to go. It's time to go. Really bloody hell. Wow.
Well, let's just remind everybody then that tomorrow there is the preview for the Crystal Palace game. So if you make sure you join us for that. There's going to be a watch along also for the Crystal Palace game on Sunday with myself and Mr. B. You're on that, Mr. B. Just get that right.
Of course, 100%. Yep. Sorry, yeah. I left you hanging, didn't I? Sorry, Rob.
Yeah, I know. Come on, Mr. B. Help me out here, man. No,
yeah, I'm with you. What else have we got Sunday?
Sunday we'll be going about 4. Is it 4 o'clock? We said we're going to go and do the review show at 4 after it.
Half four. Was it 4 or half 4? 4 o'clock. Yeah, 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock. You're right. 4 o'clock.
And also, I just want to say again, thanks to all the people who just continually come back on the channel to support us, even at this 11:15 on a Friday night. It's amazing, and you're all great. We really do appreciate you all, and the support is because, like we say, this channel wouldn't be anything without you guys. So, yeah. And I can't wait to see who's actually going to win this Bruno shirt, because it's definitely not going to be Andy Herbert
or Tony Fox. So
no.
Again, just a reminder, we're on our way to 5 pipettes. We're this close. If you're new to the channel, please like, subscribe. Once we do hit that 1,000 subscriber mark, we will be doing a live draw. Where one of you lucky subscribers could win a signed Bruno Fernandes shirt. It's not a signed one by Solo, our big boss. It's not an imitation rigged up by me and Talk. It's actually an original, authentic, with a certificate signed Bruno shirt. So keep hitting that subscribe button. Spread the word. The only way we get bigger is by you guys spreading the word. We put out the content, which we try to do, but without all of you guys in the comments, liking, sharing, copying, retweeting, repasting, we wouldn't be nothing. Everything you do, we really, really appreciate it. So I'm out. It's me, Mr. B, and TalkMU. It's been the Friday night takeaway. Thank you, and we will see you all tomorrow.
Yep. Big up.
Maybe.
Bath time. Find me on Twitter, Bath time. I TalkMU, and DM me. We'll have a little chat about that.
There you go.